Good morning. Y'all, I'm just a few minutes late. I told you I'd be here at 10. It's now 10:40. So anyway, my truck has a problem and my husband had to take it down to the car place and see what's wrong with it. They think the water pump went out on it. I don't know. I think my truck's too new for that. But anyway, they're going to check it out. Anyway, let's see. Kat, if you're watching, the reason they put me on Facebook jail is because I am supposed to answer the comments, and they said I did too many too fast, and it alerted the spam that I might be a robot again. So they have to prove I'm not a robot, and it goes off on Monday at 5:15, I think they said. So anyway, but I was just gonna hop on here and tell y'all all to have a good day. And, but I didn't know, hi Diana, and, but I didn't know, what I was going to say, but somebody asked me last night about, well, it went two different ways. Let me see which way I want to answer it. They wanted to know about, the anxiety you have with weight loss. Okay. So, and they also circled it back around to ask another question with it. So, the best advice I can tell you, or what I can tell you happened with me, and that's all I can tell you, is that the anxiety that goes with it is that I think it starts like when, you know, you've set yourself up and then you go in for your weigh-in, and of course the anxiety starts there because either you didn't do good or maybe you did really good, and then you get anxious over that because you get really excited, because I had both ways happen to me. And I had a lady on here tell me the other day that she has set her goal for 1 week, 4 pounds for 1 week. Now, my honest opinion, if you have not had the gastric bypass or the sleeve, or maybe even the GLPs, but the GLPs tell you that you're going to lose maybe 2 pounds a week. I think she set her expectations way too high. And because she has already lost like 20 pounds, and I think she has 30 pounds to go. And to me, unless you're doing a liquid diet, I don't know. I just think 4 pounds a week is a lot to lose. And I think that maybe she ought to lower her expectations just a little bit, and then maybe it won't cause her that anxiety. That's just what I think. And I may be wrong, but I'm just saying with what I did, if I lost a half a pound to maybe a pound every 7 days, I was happy. Sometimes I would hit that week that I hit like 2.5 pounds maybe, but not, I mean, they're hard to get, you know. So anyway, but, you know, if you lose 2 pounds a week, I think that that's ample for anybody, unless you got a lot of weight to lose, and then you're going to lose a little bit more up front, and it slows down for everybody. But if you've got a lot of weight to lose, I would say that would probably be, because I used to see patients when they came in and they were doing their diets and stuff, and if I'm saying they were like 400 pounds, they would come in and they would actually lose that kind of weight because they had so much weight to lose. And so a lot of it could have been water weight, a lot of it, you know, just the body shifting and the whole bit. But as far as the anxiety, I think people just kind of set themselves up sometimes for it. And I think you just have to be realistic in this situation and just know that it's not going to come off overnight. You didn't put it on. You might could have put some of it on overnight, but it's not going to come off overnight, I promise you. And the older you get, the slower it goes. But it can still be done. You just have to be patient, and you just have to stay the course, and you just have to do what you're supposed to do. If you mess up, that's okay. Mess up, get it out of your system, and then start back over tomorrow. That's just really the best way I can explain it. So, but I just think a lot of people cause their own anxiety because I know a lot of people do put their expectations up there, and I think you can put your expectations high on a lot of things that you do in a day's time, but I think weight loss is not really going to be one of them. You know, I think you could challenge yourself, you know, if you're at work or if you're, you know, you work, whatever you do, challenge yourself to be the best you can be and do the best you can do. But I think 4 pounds a week is a lot. And yeah, I mean, y'all can answer me back and tell me if you think it is or not. I think it is, but you know, I'm just going by me. So anyway, but anyway, so that's what that was. And then let's see, and Kat, I told you about the Facebook thing, and a girl named Debbie, I'm sorry, y'all, I can't answer you on Facebook right now because when I get out of jail, I can, but right now, they're not letting me. So I'll just answer your questions that y'all leave for me on here. And she wanted to know why I started my diet at 68. Well, I've been wanting to do it for a long time. The problem was, I don't know what the problem was. I think it just, I mentally wasn't ready, or maybe, I'm not real sure. Because everything I did in my life, I did right the first time, so I never had to go back and redo it. But when it came to me doing stuff like this, I just couldn't do it. So whatever the reason, I don't know. But this time, I think it was my sugars were staying high, and I had gone to the hospital a couple of times with heart palpitations. And I basically knew that they're usually always benign, but I went ahead and went because I just wanted to be sure, because there was 2 runs there, which y'all won't know, but it's a bigeminy and a trigeminy, and those can turn into, like, I'll go ahead and run into an AFib, and I didn't want that. So the only thing I knew to do was to try to fix me. And that's what the doctor told me. He said, Shirley, he said, you can fix yourself if you want to. So I set my mind to it, and I did it. So, you know, it just goes to show that you can do, if you set your mind to things, it's really weird how strong our mind is. And, you know, they say we only use like such a small percentage of our brain. And if you would just set your mind to this stuff, that you really can do a whole lot more than you think you can. So that's just my theory on that too. So, and I may be wrong there too, but that's what I think. And I see a lot of people just don't want to apply themselves to certain things, especially, and I'm not talking bad about today's generation, but holy moly, some of these people, of course, you're only as good as your leader in your jobs too. And I know, but some of these places you go, and I'm talking stores, I don't care where you go. The people that work in these places today, wherever it is, I mean, it's like they just have this flipping, I don't care attitude, whatever, you know? But I think you're only as good as your leader. That's what I've always thought. So that just kind of tells me the management kind of sucks. One time, now this is an example. There was kids working. We went to Whataburger one night. This was probably about 2 or 3 years ago. And we had our friends in the car, and we had gone gambling, and we had come home, and they wanted to stop at Whataburger, so we did. And this kid sent me the drinks back out through the window, and they had drinks all over the top. I said, could I have a napkin to wipe this off? And the kid looked out the window at me, and he said, just suck it off the top of the lid. That's what everybody else does. Well, no. Can I have some napkins? So I asked the manager, and you know what the manager told me? I said, do you know what your kid just stood here and told me? I said, you know, I just don't understand. And he said, what? And I told him, he said, well, you know, it's kind of like this. That's what they do, so that's just kind of what they say. I said, well, that's just kind of really inappropriate to me, because I think that's just right down nasty. And I said, that it just, yeah. And I mean, at that point, I wanted to give everything back and send it back to him. But anyway, the kid finally gave me 2 napkins, 2. So 2, that's all he'd give me. And I thought, you little, anyway. But anyway, so see, you're only as good as what somebody's trying to lead you to do. But anyway, so I didn't think much of him at that point either. You know, and I know kids are going to be kids, and I think there's a place to be a kid. And if you're working, I think you need to maybe take your job a little more serious than just really showing how dumb you really are. I don't know. But anyway, I just, you know, try to prove yourself somewhere. That just kind of scares me of what our world's going to look like in about 5 years, but 10 years. But anyway, with all y'all, I was just going to hop on here real quick just to tell you that and tell you I didn't get here on time. And Monday, we're going to do the new start on Monday, or the fresh start is what we call it. And we did that, and then I gave y'all 7 pointers on Monday. On Tuesday, I think I went on in and finished the other part of that. And Wednesday, we talked about just the different things, if the plateaus you get, and this other lady that Debbie. Let me tell you one more thing, Debbie. When you're in the middle of your losing your weight, and I would tell you, if you don't lose any weight till at least your 3rd week, don't get upset, because sometimes your body just has to readjust and hang on to it, because you're kind of throwing your body in, not shock, but your body is experiencing something different than what you normally do every day. So I would tell you, if you don't lose any weight the first 3 weeks, don't worry about it, but just keep on the course, keep going, and it will come off. You just have to be patient. And if you stress out, it's going to make it even worse. So just try. You can change and you can get things going right, but if you think about it, you can't get upset about it, because this isn't going to be a 1 or 2 week thing. This is going to be like a 6 or 7 months or longer. Mine was 14 months and I still do it. So, it's just, I changed my mindset, and that's what you have to do to get where you need to go to. And we talked about that last week too. So you can go back and watch those videos when you see this. And anyway, so that's what I was going to tell you today, this morning. And I'm going to come back on here this afternoon, because there's something else I was going to tell y'all. But I'm just now getting breakfast cooked. So, and I smell my biscuits in there, and Jeff don't want burned biscuits, I'm sure of that. So anyway, so I'm going to go in and get those out and get his bacon cooked, and get breakfast fixed. We're running really low today, really slow. So anyway, y'all all be good. Kat, I hope I got the message to you whenever you see this. I'm sorry I couldn't answer you back. Anyway, if I had had your number, I would have even texted it to you. But I was going to call Colleen and get it, but I didn't. But anyway, that's what I was going to tell you. That they've just locked me down again till Monday. And then after Monday, then I'll be okay. So anyway, I appreciate y'all being here. And if y'all will, I'll be back this afternoon, and it's supposed to send notifications if you follow me that I'm going to be live. And I've got something I was going to tell you. So, but right now I got to go cook. I would cook in there with y'all in there, but I got to get this done. He ran to the store for me we do our grocery shopping on Friday nights, and you get 4 times the gas points. So with what I bought, I will have 60 cents off a gallon of gas, but they forgot to put it on I put it on my digital coupon, but they didn't credit it to my paper, so I had to go back, and he ran up there for me, because my car's in the shop, and he had to take his work truck to go back up there and get that credited to my account, because that's 60 cents a gallon that I didn't get. So got to make sure I get that. So anyway, so y'all be careful, be good. And remember, if you shop at Kroger or Publix, every Friday they give you 4 times your gas points. So if you spend $100, you're going to get 40 cents off a gallon for gas, and gas is high today. So that's a good deal. So, if you can't save a whole lot here, at least you can save at the gas pump. So anyway, y'all take care, and then I'll see y'all in a little bit, okay? All right, thanks. And I hope they don't put this video in any other thing but one format. That other one last night that was 7 minutes, it went 18 reels. I have no control over what they do, but that's what they did. So I hope this one stays one and only. So I'll talk to y'all this afternoon, okay? Thanks, bye.